This is the AEW Dynamite July 24, 2024 Blood and Guts full show results video which takes place at Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee. The show opens with Alex Marvez trying to get a comment from Will Ospreay about his loss of the International Championship, but Will doesn't want to talk. Ospreay sees his car's tire has been slashed and asks Marvez for his keys, and they drive off together, Alex asking if Will has ever driven in America and getting a firm nope. Maxwell Jacob Friedman has a squad of cheerleaders to accompany his entrance, and he gets in the ring where a table is covered in a cloth and says Will Ospreay didn't hit the Tiger Driver 91 because he's a gutless coward, and the idea that he could beat him when he couldn't even beat that schmuck Shane Strickland is laughable. He beat Will without breaking a damn sweat, and he did it quickly and efficiently, the most dominant victory of his career. He wants Will to take a long walk off a short pier and dig himself a grave next to his recently deceased grandma, but leave some room because that fat skank needs all the room she can get. Working hard is for poors like all of us, and calls the crowd unpatriotic and treasonous before saying he deserves a title worthy of his bank account and superior upbringing, and this title belt is nothing more than garbage, and he throws the current international championship belt into the garbage. He deserves a title that represents himself and the best country in the world, so ladies and gentlemen, please rise for your AEW American Championship, and he unveils a belt decked out in the red, white, and blue. This gets USA chants, so he has to say he's talking about the only America that matters, the real America, the most magical place in the world, Long Island. Will Ospreay is here and he runs MJF off, and he tells Max can try his best to feed everyone bullshit but no one's eating it. He was in that match, and in minute 59, MJF was breathing out his asshole. He knew he couldn't beat Will, so he reached into his trunks, past his tiny little dick, and pulled out that ring because he knew he wasn't on Ospreay's level. Max denies cheating, but Will continues, saying he met with Tony Khan and Christopher Daniels and he's got his rematch, on home soil, All In, at Wembley. Referee Bryce Remsburg is ready to preside over the coin flip for Blood and Guts, but when he goes into the room he finds the Elite standing over Christopher Daniels. Matthew Jackson wants to use his own coin, and of course, he flips it, calls it, and the Elite gets the advantage. Nicholas Jackson asks where Hangman Page is, and Matthew says they made a deal before flashing the coin at the camera just so we all know it's double-sided. Then we saw a match between Chris Jericho versus Minoru Suzuki for the FTW Championship, and the result of this match was Chris Jericho defeated Minoru Suzuki by pinfall with the Judas Effect, retaining the FTW Championship. Post-match, Suzuki rises to his feet and hits the Gotch piledriver, but Brian Keith and Big Bill hit the ring to beat him down. Katsuyori Shibata makes the save from the crowd, Lowbridge sends Bill to the floor, Keith blindsides him but Shibata takes him out with a big knee lift. Renee Paquette interviews new CMLL World Women's Champion Willow Nightingale backstage, but Stokely Hathaway distracts her and Chris Statlander attacks and lays her out, and Stoke issues a challenge for an eliminator match for the title next week. We get footage of an interview conducted with Bryan Danielson earlier today, and he talks about the doctor telling him that his neck is currently fixable and they want to try and keep it that way. Jeff Jarrett rolls up and says Danielson knows better than anybody that he was crushed to not win the Owen, and Bryan overcame the odds that he couldn't, and he's the perfect guy and he couldn't be more proud to raise his hand in Calgary. But now he's going to be facing a champion who knows exactly what he needs to do, and he knows Dragon needs to heal up physically, but he thinks he needs mental healing too. Does he have one foot out the door, looking for an excuse? If he's going all in, Shane Strickland is going to go all in too, and lots of people believe in him, and Jarrett is at the top of the list, and Danielson admits Double J is right and says he has some thinking to do. The next match happened between Dr. Britt Baker versus Hikaru Shida, and the result of this match was Dr. Britt Baker defeated Hikaru Shida by submission with lockjaw. Post-match, Mercedes Moan comes down to answer Britt's all-in challenge, and her answer is no, and former NWA World Women's Champion Kamille attacks Baker from behind, drawing her up, backbreaker rack, walking Britt around the ring, and shaking her in it before spinning her out into a powerbomb. Then Mercedes raises Camille's hand, in case there was any doubt. Back from the commercial, the Patriarchy cut a promo, and Christian Cage says the fans don't deserve him in person, so he's doing his business from the bowels of the arena. He talks up their trio's championship victory and cedes the floor to Nick Wayne so he can talk about his chance to become the #1 contender, and goes over to harangue some blonde guy with a mustache and tells him he's going to eliminate him from Royal Rampage personally, and that was Kip Sabian apparently, and they exchange some words. The next match happened between Bear Boulder versus Pac, and the result of this match was Pac won the match by pinfall with a brainbuster. The next match happened between Mariah May vs Caitlin Alexis, and the result of this match was Mariah May won the match by pinfall with Storm Zero. Post-match, Toni Storm's music hits and Mariah makes like she's freaking out, but it's a fake out of course. Except Toni is disguised as a crew member and pulls a black wig off to attack, trading punches. Referees and security swarm to pull them apart and Toni grabs a mic and screams something unintelligible as she tries to break away. In the main event of the show, we saw a blood and guts match between Team AEW versus Team Elite, and the result of this match was Team AEW defeated Team Elite by surrendering when Darby's got a can of gasoline, a lighter, and he douses Jack Perry in gasoline and tells Perry he's gonna light his ass on fire if he doesn't quit and give him a TNT Championship match at All In, but Jack just spits at him. Matthew tries to offer Darby the title match in exchange for stopping, but Darby won't do it unless he quits, and then Matthew Jackson quits the match for the Elite and it's over. Matthew has a shell-shocked 1,000-yard stare while Jack Perry hangs off the cage soaked in gasoline and the show goes off the air.